Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Emmanuel and I'm here to present you with something about AWS Cloud. Today we are going to talk about storage. And what storage is all about is that storage is about storing data. So in order to make sure that always your data is protected, you have to replicate it. So that is why something came about replication. And what we are going to do is that we are going to talk about S3 replication in cross-region. What you need to do first is that you need to create a bucket for it. So we have to first create a bucket. So what we are going to do is that in order to do it, you have to select the S3. But the thing is that there are so many options of going to the S3 bucket. If you like, you can also go to the search button and type in S3. So when I go there, I scroll downwards and select the icon, which is the S3 bucket. So now everything is successful now. What we are going to do is that we are going to first create a bucket. And right now I'm going to select it. Select create bucket. And we are going to create the bucket in US East 1. So now this is the region we are going to create the bucket in. For that one, everything is all right. I'm going to name the bucket. That's the bucket name. And I'm going to name it JSON1 bucket. And the thing about bucket name is that you have to always make sure that it's globally unique. So that is what AWS wants. Yeah, it has to be globally unique. So after that, we leave the rest default and we select create a bucket. So we scroll downwards and we select create a bucket. And now everything is successful. It says successfully created bucket JSON1 bucket. Now everything is okay. But the thing is that we said that we will be creating 2 buckets. So what I'm doing is that I'm going to create another bucket. So for now, we have finished creating the JSON1 bucket. So I'm going to create another bucket over here. So I scroll upwards and here is it. You select create bucket. And this bucket that we are about to create, we have to change the region because we are talking about cross-region replication. And the reason why we use cross-region replication is because most of the time there can be disasters such as earthquakes. And if there are disasters such as earthquakes and if the buckets are in the same region, then all these buckets will be destroyed all at once. So we have to make sure that we have buckets in different regions. So I'm going to deploy this bucket in US West 2. So this one, I'll choose this one. It's US West 2. Yeah. And I'm going to name the bucket. So I'll name this one JSON2 bucket. So this one is bucket 2, JSON2 bucket. And it's been deployed in US West 2. Right now, everything is okay. So I'll leave the rest in default. Or at times, if you like, you can just do it this way. For me, I'm going to choose this option of choosing a bucket. So you copy settings from existing bucket, which is optional. So for me, I'm going to choose the choose bucket and select the JSON1 bucket. After that, I scroll downwards and I choose the bucket. It's optional. If you like, you will not do it. After that, I'll leave the rest default and move downwards. And I select create bucket. And this one too has been really successful. The thing is, there is nothing difficult. You just have to understand the concept. And now we have JSON1 bucket and we have the JSON2 bucket. So what I'm going to do is that I'll make JSON1 bucket the source bucket, and I'll make JSON2 bucket the destination bucket. JSON1 bucket, which is the source bucket, means that it is the bucket that I'm going to deposit my objects in. So when I deposit my objects in, these objects in JSON1 bucket is going to be replicated in JSON2. So that's the whole concept. So right now what I'm going to do is that because JSON1 is the source bucket, I will select JSON1 bucket. And I go to management. I scroll upwards. When you go upwards, we have objects, properties, permissions. Permission is what you can do, but we are not going to select that one. We select management. How can we manage things? I select management. I scroll downwards. When you scroll downwards, you can see that there is create replication rule. Then I select the create replication rule. Now everything is successful. But in order for the replication rule to function very well, we have to make sure that we enable bucket versioning for our source bucket. And our source bucket is JSON1 bucket. So we are going to enable it for the source bucket. And after that, we see that there is replication rule name. We need to type a name for the replication rule. So I say rule name 2 for the replication rule name. Everything is okay now. I go to status. And status is choose whether the rule will be enabled or disabled when created. So I will enable the rule. So now it's been enabled. I don't want to disable it. If you disable it, replication will not work. And after that, I scroll downwards. We have the source bucket. And the source bucket name is JSON1 bucket. We have the source region. And the source region is US East 1. And it's telling us that we should choose a rule scope. We should either limit the scope of this rule using one or more filters. I don't want to limit replication to only one object. I want to make sure that the replication applies to all objects in the bucket. So I have to make sure that I change it by selecting this one, which is apply to all objects in the bucket. After that, I scroll downwards. And now we are at the destination. I have to make sure that I select the destination bucket so that it can be replicated in the destination bucket. And it's saying choose a bucket in this account. So I have to browse and search for the destination bucket. We have the source bucket. The source bucket is the bucket which has the objects. And we have the destination bucket, which is I'm about to choose. The destination bucket will receive the objects. So anytime that I put something in the source bucket, which is JSON1 bucket, it will be replicated in JSON2 bucket. So I need to make sure that I select destination bucket and choose the path for it. And it's telling me that in order for the destination bucket to work, which is JSON2, which is in West US 2, in order for West US 2, which is the JSON2 bucket to work, I have to make sure that I enable versioning for it. So now I'm going to enable the versioning. And now it has been successful. It is saying that object versioning enabled. This bucket now has object versioning enabled. If you need to suspend versioning, you can do so in bucket properties and you will no longer be able to use it as a destination bucket for this rule. So what it's telling us is in order for our destination bucket to work out for us, we have to make sure that we enable the bucket versioning. or the object versioning, and now it has been enabled. Now we scroll downwards and it's telling us to choose a row. So what we do is that we select create new row and move downwards. So now we scroll downwards and leave the others as default. We select save. You can now, something as popular, replicate existing objects. But the thing is that we don't have any existing object yet. So we have to select no, do not replicate existing objects and submit it. If we had an existing object, we could have selected yes, replicate existing objects, but we don't have any objects yet. We have not uploaded any objects into our source bucket. So we select no, do not replicate existing object and select submit. Now everything has been successful. It's saying the replication configuration successfully updated. We just have to close it. So we are going to the source bucket, which is the JSON1 bucket, to upload an object. And in order to do that, what we have to do is to select buckets so that it can go there. Now we are going to the source bucket, which is JSON1, to upload an object. So we select the JSON1 bucket, and after that, we upload an object into it. So we select upload and add files. Here is it. We add the files. We scroll upwards, select documents in order to upload the file. We select DFD FD file and we upload it into our bucket. Now here's the file. What we have to do is just to upload it by scrolling downwards and selecting upload. Now everything has been successful. We have been able to upload it into our JSON1 bucket. And here's the JSON1 bucket. We just have to close it to show it to viewers. So now you have the JSON1 bucket and it's having DFD FD test as its object. So right now what we are going to do is that we have to go and check the bucket, the other bucket, which is the JSON2 bucket. So this one is JSON1 bucket, which is a source bucket. Let's go and check the destination bucket. And in order to check the destination bucket, we have to select the buckets again, which is upwards here. We select it, we scroll downwards and select JSON2 buckets. So now what we are going to do is that we go downwards and check whether everything was successful. And definitely it's successful. It's been replicated to JSON2 bucket, which is in another region. We are having DFD test, which is the JSON2 bucket. Here is it. And it's successful. It has been replicated. And this will make sure that our objects are fault tolerant. So when there is a disaster in one region, our data will not be lost. Still, we'll be able to have access to our objects. And now, I selected the bucket to move to the JSON1, just to show you that JSON1 too is having the object. Now, everything is successful. So thank you, viewers. Until next time, many thanks.